This edition of Radio Stone Update is sponsored by Quantra, manufacturers of quartz surfaces made with up-to-the-minute Italian technology in yet another brand new state-of-the-art factory. Learn more at www.quantra.in.
Hi, I'm Kay Shipper with the latest in hard surfaces industry news from Radio Stone Update. Cosentino Group reports that it closed 2024 with revenues of $1.5 billion, down 6.7% from 2023, and an EBITDA of $259 million, off 14% from the previous year. Net income for the company reached $71 million. Company officials say the results reflect the continuing normalization of the market following the COVID pandemic increase, especially in 2022. The slight contraction is also influenced by uncertainty in the global economy in 2024. The company's sales, 92% of income, continue to come mostly from international markets, with 56% of that share coming from North America, mainly the United States and Canada. Europe represents 33% of the company's sales. Notable for growth between 2023 and 2024 is the Middle East and Asia, where sales increased by more than 30% last year. Also noteworthy is the evolution of Cosentino's high-brick technology, which allowed the company to reach 100% of silestone production with a content of less than 40% silica in 2024. The Silestone XM line also launched, featuring a greater presence of recycled raw material and between 0 and 10% silica in its composition. The company is immersed in its 3-year plan to invest more than $470 million between now and 2027. The plan will focus primarily on expanding the production capacity and efficiency of its industrial facilities, as well as opening new commercial assets globally. Major recipients of those investment funds include the development of a 4th Decton production line and the expansion of its automated logistic platform at the Cosentino Industrial Park in Cantoria, Spain. Cosentino will also continue work on building its manufacturing plant in Jacksonville, Florida, which is estimated to cost more than $250 million over the next 5 years. To strengthen its market presence, Cosentino has 5 new Cosentino cities set for opening this year in Gothenburg, Sweden, Manchester, England, Monterrey, Mexico, and the U.S. cities of Dallas and Richmond, Virginia. Complementing those will be a new commercial asset model launching this year called Cosentino Studio. The initial locations for these combination showroom and workplace areas will be in the United States and Spain. Cosentino is a global family-operated company that distributes its products in more than 120 countries from its headquarters in Cantoria. It operates 9 factories, an intelligent logistics platform, and more than 160 commercial and business units throughout the world. What happens when you bring 22 stone companies together with selected stone buyers? At February's Marmomac, Brazil, the result was more than $18 million in new business over the coming year. The round of negotiations, which matched those 22 companies with 14 foreign buyers, resulted in more than 260 individual meetings. The activity was promoted by the Brazilian Natural Stone Association Central Rojas in partnership with the Brazilian Trade and Investment Promotion Agency Apex Brazil. Buyers came from countries including Canada, India, Mexico, the Netherlands, Poland, Romania, Taiwan, and the United States. Those sessions resulted in an immediate estimate of $1.83 million in business deals, with total sales of $18 million plus through the next year. Central Rojas President Thales Machado called the round of negotiations part of a solid strategy for global insertion. Quote, "It creates opportunities for Brazilian natural stone companies to remain connected with target markets, strengthen international partnerships, and reinforce Brazil's role as a point of reference in quality, diversity of materials, and sectorial innovation," end quote, Machado said. The participating companies are all located in the Brazilian state of Espírito Santo, the largest exporter of natural stones in Brazil. It's Natural, Brazilian Natural Stone, is an export promotion program which currently supports 223 companies while aiming to encourage and increase exports of Brazilian natural stone through a set of strategic internationalization actions. Marmomac Brazil 2026 is set for March 24th through 26th in Sao Paulo.
This edition of Radio Stone Update is sponsored by Quantra, manufacturers of the world's toughest, most beautiful quartz surfaces made with up-to-the-minute Italian technology in yet another brand new state-of-the-art factory. Quantra's quartz surfaces come in over 80 stunning designs in 3 sizes with every customization possible. Choice of thickness, cut-edge profiles, polished, super-honed, brushed and other finishes, from slabs to cut-to-size countertops and all the way to prefabs. You name it, Quantra does it. And now, Quantra launches the world's first range of seamless, one-piece molded quartz sinks and basins, made with Quantra's own exclusive proprietary technology, unique in all the world. Speed, quality, commitment, that's Quantra. To know more about the world of Quantra, come visit www.quantra.in.
Minnesota-based Coldspring has announced that Stone Panels International, SPI, is now an official division of the company. Based in Marble Falls, Texas, SPI produces stone-light, lightweight natural stone panels for cladding and other special purposes where material mass can be an issue. Coldspring, the well-known U.S. quarrier and fabricator of natural stone and bronze, acquired SPI in November of 2016, but it operated as a wholly owned separate entity until now. In making the change, Coldspring expects to strengthen service offerings and streamline operations at SPI. The product line will now be sold exclusively through Coldspring as Stone Light by Coldspring. Greg Flint, president and COO of Coldspring, said he's excited to bring Stone Panels International fully into the Coldspring family. Quote, "This transition allows us to continue delivering the industry-leading Stone Light, lightweight honeycomb natural stone panels with the same expertise and commitment to excellence that our customers expect," end quote, he said. The Stone Light manufacturing facility will continue to operate from its current location in Marble Falls, and existing SPI contracts will remain in place. However, all future contracts, purchase orders, and payments will be made through Coldspring. The lightweight natural stone panel concept was developed in Ireland in the 1960s and brought to the United States in the 1970s. SPI operated from several locations in Texas and went through several ownerships by private equity groups before Coldspring acquired the exclusive rights to the patented manufacturing process and trademarks of the Stone Light system. April was expected to start off with a bang, literally, in Concord, New Hampshire last week. The Concord Monitor newspaper reported that blasting was scheduled to take place April 1st at the Swenson Granite Quarry on what's known locally as Rattlesnake Hill. Work stopped cutting new granite last summer in what is known as the Deep Hole, and there had been no blasting since late February as the quarry processed cut stone into smaller pieces. Officials hope the work could signal preparation for what could be a resumption of granite cutting operations in what was the last major granite quarry operating in the Granite State. Swenson Granite stopped cutting new granite last summer in the Deep Hole because it reached 300 feet below the surface. Polycor, the Quebec firm that manages Swenson Granite, said the stoppage allowed for changes to the quarry footprint with the goal of bringing the cost of quarrying dimensional stone to sustainable levels. Polycor said it plans to resume full quarrying this summer. Swenson Granite's retail operations have not been affected. Granite has been cut on Rattlesnake Hill since before the Civil War. Swenson Granite was formed when John Swenson consolidated some 40 quarries to form the company in the 1880s. After more than a century of family ownership, the company was sold to Torquest Partners, owners of Polycor, in 2016. Birch Hill Equity Partners of Toronto now owns Polycor and its businesses. Understandably, organizers of the first Asean Stone Show, held last December in Vietnam, were cautiously optimistic about the future of their event. However, based on that show's success, they have unveiled plans for a second edition of the show. Being held in conjunction with the 9th edition of Asean Ceramics, the 2025 show for machinery and tools, chemicals, and materials for the natural stone industry will be held October 15th through 17th at the Impact Exhibition and Convention Center in Bangkok, Thailand. Designed to be the ultimate platform for natural stone industry professionals to showcase their products to the Southeast Asian market, Asean Stone offers buyers, specifiers, and influencers the opportunity to source products, gain design inspiration, and expand their businesses. Highlights include buyer-seller matching, a 3-day stone conference, networking reception, hosted buyer program, and more. Visitors to last year's show with the Asean Stone Edition increased by 40% from 2023, when Asean Ceramics stood alone. And among those increased numbers, the show received a 93% satisfaction rating. The 2025 show floor is also expected to grow to 5,000 square meters, or almost 54,000 square feet. Thailand also stands prominently in the natural stone market with the production and export of several stone types, notably high-quality granite and marble. The country caters to both domestic construction and global markets, and revenue from natural stone is expected in the Asean stone market to grow to more than $35 million by 2030. And the Tile Council of North America, TCNA, honored Tennessee's 6th Congressional District Representative John Rose as a friend of the U.S. tile industry. Rose was presented with a specially designed ceramic tile noting the designation during a ceremony in his Washington office. Eric Astrachan, executive director of TCNA, said the organization appreciates the important contributions Representative Rose has made in support of the many tile producers of his district, the state of Tennessee, and the nation. Quote, Representative Rose is pushing for a level playing field, and we in the North American tile industry applaud his efforts, end quote, Astrachan said. Representative Rose said Tennessee's manufacturers deserve a fair shake on the world stage, and he urged the U.S. Department of Commerce to use the tools at its disposal to counteract subsidized and protective trade practices and protect domestic manufacturing. For the most up-to-date numbers on hard surfaces imports and expert analysis by editor and publisher Emerson Schwarzkopf, go to www.hardsurfacereport.com. For a transcript of this podcast, go to www.radiostoneupdate.com. I'm Kay Schipper for Radio Stone Update, and we'll see you here again soon.
This edition of Radio Stone Update has been sponsored by Quantra, manufacturers of quartz surfaces made with up-to-the-minute Italian technology and yet another brand-new state-of-the-art factory. Learn more at www.quantra.in.